There's amps galore, there's scrims galore, there's boxes, there's lights. It's entertainment, right? We have fun.
Yeah.
We're musical traveling t-shirt salesman. That's my dream job.
Ghost Cult Magazine welcomes in Cody from Hatriot. How are you doing, man?
What's going on, Keith? How are you, brother?
I am really well. We are closing in on the release of your new album over this summer, Veil of Shadows, out on Massacre Records. A fourth record in just over 10 years, I think. From the
I think
demos
12 officially. I think.
Okay.
Something like that.
Right, from the announcement and the logo popping up on social media to now. Luckily, you probably don't remember MySpace and bands, but
no, I was definitely there. I graduated in 2008, so Facebook had not taken over the world yet. I think I left high school with MySpace was still reigning king. So, weird world that we lived in at that time. So
yeah, Tom, wherever you are, we miss you, dude.
Come back. Know,
Save
bro.
Us.
It was good for the metal scene, man. So many awesome bands had came out of that era, you know.
I think Trivium is probably the biggest. Maybe you can argue Trivium or Parkway Drive were probably like parallel lines in different parts of the world.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and like the things it did wonders for is like for Job for a Cowboy, the deathcore scene entirely was composed of MySpace bands, right?
Winds of Plague always seems to come up.
Avenged Sevenfold was up on there, right? Yeah, good times, man.
Orange County Metalcore, 18 Visions, bands that were already around and had records out, but they got big.
Yeah,
because of that initial social media buzz before all the everything 24/7, right?
Yeah.
But it's fun because you and your brother and your band grew up as digital natives, right? This is your language, and it's interesting nowadays how to build a band. It's a lot different than years and years ago, but it's interesting because you can build kind of a groundswell that way across the world. We never, it was only tape trading and fanzines and magazines, and now it's like you could hear what's on the new release radar tomorrow on Apple or Spotify. Bang.
Yeah, everything right at your tips. Yeah, different day and age. I think I tell everybody it's a necessary evil and it's not going away. I wish I would have had a home studio and a stream lab earlier than I did. Everything happens for a reason, though. Corona happens for a reason, and it gives the musician another way to express every single day of the week, which I think is awesome. Speaking of Twitch, but among everything else that has to go, us constantly finding content to post on our Instagram and our Facebook and our Discord, and to keep the user attached and trying to build an organic audience, and just trying to get the word of the Hatriot out there. You know what I mean? Just want to be another staple piece of what everyone else has got going on, and I think the new album definitely brings it to that. It's fucking extreme. It's got classic elements of what makes Hatriot, but we got death metal in there. We get some deathcore in there. There's Gothenburg in there. It's all over the place, man. So we had fun with it for sure.
Nice. So much to unpack. I know every band says like this latest record is my best or heaviest or whatever because that's what you're coached and supposed to do. But this actually is surely your heaviest record.
Dude, I think so too. Yeah, I mean, I've said a few times now. I'm like, dude, I was so proud of the last record because I had to take over my dad's role and fill in for him. And then he, I was so proud of that vocal performance and my first vocal performance, but put X amount of shows after that on me and let me flourish a bit. And I think I really felt a lot more comfortable. The tones were better. It was more extreme, just all around. So much more proud of this product. Not that I wasn't more proud, but I think this one definitely is something stabbing in our own vein of what we do,
Right, and that's the growing into yourself and who you're supposed to become.
Yeah.
And you helping me out with my interview and my segues. I was going to ask later about the vocals, but since we're on the topic, I was wondering if you did anything in particular to kind of like obviously like, hey, I want to go in this direction.
Are you talking about like between albums or like relieving pops of his duty? Oh no, like I said, another godsend, and I'm an affiliate. I'm not officially paid for by them, but Twitch, man, like me getting out there and along with the shows that we played, still coming up on a mic in 2 or 3 days a week, screaming on here, not to steal a line out of the Heefinator, Matt Heafy, but like it just keeps me tight. It keeps me on point. It helps me, practice my breaths. I may not say them out loud, or I'll say them to the digital crowd. I get to work on my raps, my live, talking to the crowds and everything. And it's helped me become a well-oiled machine as far as a performer. My bass parts are definitely more tighter than they've ever been. And being able to fuck up on the Twitch camera here and there, or because I drink a beer, which I'd never do live, burp and shit. You can have fun while you're doing it too, right? It's not like people are buying tickets and I have to be at my top. It's just kicking it, you know. But yeah, no, I think between here and there, same with music interest always, man. Like I said, I did a post earlier this year before Trevor had actually passed. He actually responded to it. Was my dad, Trevor, Jorb's Corpse Grinder, and Tom Araya probably are like my 4 mixtures that I use vocally for different tones. Like I use my dad's in the mids, George's in the lows, Tom Araya is kind of my speed, and then Trevor's kind of his shriek. I kind of stole, mixed his shriek with Pops's shriek, right? You know, yeah, I believe in nothing. Right, we'll get Shroud of Urine in here really quick.
Yes,
you know, so
love it.
You didn't get. I'm sitting down. Sorry, I didn't push very hard. I don't want to blow the fucking speakers up, but yeah, having fun, right? So
yeah, of course, that's it, man. Yeah, and rest in peace, Trevor. It's still devastating. You know, we talk a lot about mental health here. We've been no strangers to losing people in our community, and you know, obviously, if you're out there and you're not okay, reach out. I always put myself out there, like DM me, text me, call me, anybody. Please don't feel bad and hopeless and alone. It does get better. I know it's hard though.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Anthony Bourdain, coolest job ever, coolest guy ever, still killed himself. So it's
crazy, right? You know, some of the happiest people ever, like Trevor or Robin Williams, right? I mean, it's just, you know, it doesn't make sense. And it's a scary thought to think that those people watched those go before them and probably said like, that'd never be me, or fuck, that's crazy that they got that far. But you can get that disconnected, you know, like Keith said, reach out to a loved one, reach out to a friend, you know, reach out to anybody. You know, we're all here to help each other. You know, everyone's fighting a battle no one knows nothing about. Just be kind to others and fucking keep on keeping on, you know?
That's it, man. That's it. So yeah, man, obviously you guys woodshedded your asses off between records, and you just had one right before the world kind of paused and stopped, and then you didn't really, you know, you played a lot locally, which, you know, when you were able to, and certainly once we've come back, I know you guys have done a ton of shows, but obviously there was a gap, and now I agree with you. I think Twitch and streaming has helped a lot of bands kind of stay sharp and get ready to come back, because I feel like, you know, as awesome as I love this record, and we're going to talk about it more in a second, I do appreciate the band live. I feel like that's your domain.
Awesome, man. Yeah, thank you. You know, it's like I said, the last one came out, it had all that steam. We were supposed to be on a few European festivals, get routing dates on those. Hopefully that impressed some people to get some US dates. You never know, right? And, you know, people talk to us like, oh, you put that album out and you really didn't do much on it. It's like, bands are blessed nowadays. There is no automatic green light because my dad plays in Exodus, right? So it's like, for a band to release an album and at least they get invited onto the European tours, you take what you can fucking get, right? You're like, sweet, let's show people what we can do. Sadly, Corona paused that. Momentum went down and we got moved to the waiting list on those. Never, you know, for no rhyme or reason, which is kind of was the reason we kind of did a rebrand. At that point, we're like, okay, we're not hitting the festivals on this. Let's write a new one. Let's change management up. Let's change the format up as to where I kind of became, you know, CEO, or, you know, there's no money here, but the main voice of Hatriot, right? And just try to drive us and steer us into success, you know?
Awesome. Yeah, that's, you know, a lot of people don't realize that. I often say, you know, somebody has to be, you have to run a band like a business.
Right.
And it is totally, even as much as we want to all be bros, it is the music business, not the music friendship. Too many people treating it like the music friendship and not the music business. And that doesn't mean be like cutthroat and cold-blooded, but it just means, you know, it is that way, but also be tight and be on top of your shit and handle your shit and handle all your business appropriately, whether it's marketing, PR, social, the music itself, touring.
Totally. Yeah, all that. I mean, and like, it was to the point where a part of the rebrand was fortunate enough to buy a house, fortunate enough to get married to a woman that supports what I do. And I actually put down my career helping run an air conditioning company. I was the general foreman. So helping run a multi-million-dollar air conditioning company down to running a $10,000 band, really just supply a lot of the things that they did wrong there, or we did, you know, whatever, and strives the band for the best. Yeah, we run it like a small business, you know. Those that aren't metalheads are like, oh, you know, you dropped out of air conditioning. What are you doing? I'm like, I own an entertainment company, man. Go in my garage. There's amps galore. There's scrims galore. There's boxes. There's lights. It's entertainment, right? We have fun.
Yeah.
We're musical traveling t-shirt salesmen. That's my dream job.
That's it. You just stole my thunder there. That's the Jamie
Is that
Josta line.
yours?
Well,
Oh
not mine.
man,
I like to
the
quote.
Jamie Josta
Yeah, I like to.
line.
It's not
Yeah.
mine, but I like to quote Josta on that. Is like I don't make albums. I make music so I can sell T-shirts and go on tour
Right.
and sign autographs and sell vinyl over tables, which we couldn't do
Right.
for a long time. So I'm glad it's coming
Yeah.
back. You guys have been relentless, though, at least in the West Coast, of playing as much as you possibly could,
Yeah.
which I totally admire. And actually, we were at my first show back after whatever many years was that Ex Mortis show who you were about to go on tour with at
Yeah.
DNA, and you and your brother were there, I think. And
Yes.
bumped into
Yes.
you. It was like you guys, the Death Angel guys. It's like, oh, everybody's back.
Yeah, we were kicking it, man. The Phantom Witch boys killed it that night. Our local Love Bugs, they're awesome. Definitely stepping into the fold of one of the newer thrash metal bands that's taking it in the Bay.
Mm.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. It was cool. I got to meet Conan for the first time. Actually, I know he met Pops in the Toxic Vault. I only knew him through Twitch and Shred Talk. So Twitch has done a bunch of very good things, even just getting me in touch with like-minded musicians and other like-minded business people too. You know, it's very well. So,
Right
but
on.
yeah, that was one of the first few weird ones out the gate. Right, we're like, can this happen? You know, that was weird.
And
So
it was packed and very few masks.
yeah,
Just some of the older guys were wearing masks, myself
yeah.
included, out of fear. But whatever, we're good now.
No,
We're
yeah, we had a
back.
good time, and no one knew, man. You remember
Yeah,
that first week they sent us all home, and everyone thought it was fucking over, and then to the point now we're like, yeah, I think Alameda County mandates it, and we were at the fair, and they didn't make you put it on. Like it's just such a joke now, you know what I
yeah.
mean? But yeah, we did do a lot of playing on this in the Bay Area. We just kept doing our circuit over and over and over from the promoters that we know, just trying to make a noise. Like I said, anyone that does hear this after the fact, we were trying to solidify a U.S. agent and a European agent. This is a band with pedigree and a bow on the top, ready to fucking ignite the world. So we're just trying to still continue to show people that and wait for our chance to truly fully shine. We're going to keep doing us, but would love to be logos on those festivals and logos on those tours one days, inspiring those below us, seeing an organic growth like Power Trip had until their current position, which they still may come out of, right? Rest in peace, Riley. But just that homegrown roots, from the ground up, just starting to take it over, is where we want to see ourselves. So
Right on. And just as a sidebar, homegrown roots are important. The Bay Area, we lost some venues even before all this stuff happened.
yeah.
And I know Holy Diver just closed, and Cafe Colonial has a GoFundMe, which I will link in the description, just as to continue to help them along anywhere I can, because that's a cool place. SAC has a lot of cool places. The Bay still has a lot of cool places to go see shows, and we don't want to lose them.
Yeah, I know. We actually had two shows lined up recently. Both have fallen through. One permit reasons, there was something filled out incorrectly, and then another one. The Den of Sin in Sacramento started doing some shows. We played there once. I see some national acts go through there, and then I don't know. They're having. I hope they're not shutting down if they're having management or something issues. But there's some good venues that have also risen out of the ashes of the Phoenix too. You know what I mean? And a lot of good bands that are fucking hungry and for it, and a couple other bands or a few bands that you haven't heard a fucking peep from since before Corona started. So those must evolve and adapt to the times and fucking continue on.
Right on. As for the Vale, the Valley of Shadows, I keep
The
wanting to say
Veil of
Vale.
It is
I've been
Veil.
rewatching Game of Thrones, so I keep thinking about the Vale. Sorry, everybody.
It is the Veil of Shadows.
The
The
Veil.
Veil of Shadows.
It's the Valley of Shadows.
My dad. Well, no, it's the album is called The Veil of Shadows. Yeah, my dad calls me up. He's all, son,
Right.
what does veil mean? And I'm all, Valley. He's all, oh,
Okay, yeah.
yeah. He was gonna yell at me. He's like, oh, I thought you meant like a headdress. You spelt it wrong. And I'm like, no,
Nice.
that's Veil of Maya, right? It's
Nice.
a little different
Nice.
there. Yeah.
Cynic. Throw it up for Cynic and Veil of Maya, the band.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it is Veil of Shadows, and get all the confusion.
No,
But
it's good, bro. No problem.
it's killer. And I was gonna say, we talked about your vocals and vocal performance already, but let's talk for a minute about some lyrics, because
Yeah.
these are some of my more favorite lyrics you've ever done. It's definitely a lot more grown up and serious. Could like thrash and extreme metal gets a bad rap for not being able to have cogent, articulate, smart lyrics, but
Yeah.
you have. So let's
Thank
talk about
you.
some more lyrical progression on this album too.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, the again, rest in peace, Trevor Sternad, lyrical wizard genius of all wizards, the grandest grand is grand, right? So trying to use him as an inspiration along with what Pops taught me. Hatriot, you know, this album stays in the vein of what we typically do, domestic violence, and not glorifying it, just shedding light on it, right? Serial killers. There's a monster in this one, as you said, the Veil of Shadows is actually a light reference taken from Stranger Things. The Upside Down they refer to as the Veil of Shadows. So we kind of had that in mind when we wrote it. I'm squirreling off on the cover. We'll go back to songs in a second. And that kind of that is how we wrote the cover with Paulo Girardi. We wanted to, when you turn the song, the album Upside Down, it became another different image, honoring the Upside Down or the Veil of Shadows. So yeah, there's a song about, the Veil of Shadows itself in there, the Demogorgon, right? Loosely written on. It's typical Hatriot, pent up aggression, really. Mark of the Tyrant is just, takes from both excerpts from both sides of any political argument. Really, it doesn't really mean anything too much other than, you push the people too much, they're going to revolt and, start, the tyrant will rise, so but yeah, we're very proud of what, where we've come, how, like I said, how much faster it was delivered, clearer, everything, the whole package is there, man. It's death metal lyrics you can actually understand. I hope that kind of adds an element to, I'm pretty sure you can make out most words I say. Maybe some of the low ones might be hard, but for anyone to come in, it's like, oh, the Cookie Monster vocals, it's like, you can actually hear what he's saying, so try to it's audibility, but legibility, audibility, you know what I mean? So it's legible. You can tell what he's saying. So.
For all you guys in the back of the room doing this,
right. And
judge slowly and accept new things. It's right. Okay. Not everything is going to be recorded in a tin can like 1987, dude.
Oh, dude. And like we lived under that pressure for so long, right? Even the last album, it's like, oh, sounds like Exodus. Oh, songs are too long. Exodus released fucking Persona non grata. Oh, it's not bonded by blood. Dude, it'll never be bonded by blood. It's fucking over. It's gone. The era is gone. The James Hetfield vocals from 4 doors down from where he's actually singing from the microphone, which I've always thought was terrible, even in the 90s, is gone. It's never coming back, right? Yeah, but people love that era, and to them, it's just impeccable and untouchable, which is good. Rock is timeless. Metal is timeless. But yeah, no, we have definitely had to go in a direction of our own this time, a little farther from Exodus, with the death metal inserts and shorter songs too. I think we found a way to not write marathoners this time around. Everything hovers between 2 and 4 minutes. As to where Hatriot songs can run 6 to 7 sometimes, we're known for that. So definitely an advantage on this album as well.
That's what happens when you have talented guitar players who want to shred and wail and have big progressive metal sections in the middle of their thrash album. But
right.
Yeah, your dudes stepped it up this time incredibly, and I do vouch for that Gothenburg sound comment earlier, because there's a lot of really cool sort of neo harmony guitar stuff on there that I was not expecting.
Cool, man. Yeah, like I said, it's a natural progression. There was nothing like, we're doing this and the world's gonna accept it. We fucking dug what we put out, man.
I don't want to leave your brother out too. Your brother's also stepped up over the years so much, man. He's a killer player, and people should pay attention.
Yeah. He even says outright he's been taking lessons from old Hatriot drummer Alex Bent, currently of Trivium. And Alex has been helping Nick's craft out a lot. So we love Alex, and we're so proud of what he's doing in Trivium. When he used to drum for us, me and my dad would look at each other and go, dude, this guy's going to be drumming for Lady Gaga. He's too good for us. So there he is there up with Trivium, fucking kicking ass, taking names. So shout out to him and the Trivium boys for sure.
Dude, I went to Bottle Rock Napa recently, and I saw Pink, because you have to see Pink if you can see her. Yeah. And her band has the XL7 and Fireball Ministry bass player.
Nice, so that's cool.
Rihanna has Nuno Betancourt from Extreme. It's not that far-fetched. A lot of people
they come and get the badass musicians out of the rock world. It just is what it is, right?
Word. And let's talk about Massacre Records, because you guys have been on a few underground labels, and I feel like at this point in time, if you have an underground label with a very good distribution platform, it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. Obviously money is great, but to be on a label and have that kind of extra help and push and pro PR, you can't underestimate those things in today's day and age in the business.
Yeah, we're really thankful for Massacre Records. We did the first 3 with them as well, and then re-signed with them. We went and looking and shopped and see what's up, and Actually, financially, Massacre wanted to help us out the most, which was best for the band, and they said they would do physically the most for the band, right? As far as getting copies in stores and getting CDs out there and stuff. So we really appreciate Massacre for what they've done and believing in us. When lately in the metal world, it's like, well, what numbers do you have? It's like, what's your experience? Needs 5 years experience on an entry level job, right? Like that's how the metal world is lately. Is no one's willing to build anything up. It seems everyone's willing to just jump onto fire that's already caught, and we really appreciate those guys sticking by us. Getting Dustin to reach out to guys like you and get my voice and or Hatriot's voice out there, get our product out there, and where it truly belongs. So.
Right on. And very exciting news about your vinyl. The vinyl world is ridiculous right now because of the supply chain and supplies and the pellets to make the discs is in short supply. But you guys have your vinyl and it looks like it's coming. I don't want to jinx it, but it looks like it's out on time.
So we are very fortunate that the band has received our copies of the vinyls. We received black copies for all of us, but they are doing black, clear, and red for the new album. They're doing an X amount of each. We're trying to get some as far as in the band's hands as pre-orders. We may miss out on that and just rely on the pre-orders coming from the record label. The band does have T-shirts and CD pre-orders, exclusive. I know some people like to directly help the band out. We got ours, but which is fortunate is we hear there's such a big delay, but Massacre must know somebody. We got our copies before. I'm hearing other bands had even gotten theirs for albums that are already out, right? So thankful for who Massacre knows and getting that pulled, and at least there is a select amount of vinyls in 3 different colors coming out on release. So
killer. I'm so pumped. And yeah, man, it's important. Vinyl is, I never thought it was going to make such a comeback, but I'm glad it did.
Isn't that crazy, dude? Like, yeah, I just thought it was old grandpa's guitars, right? It was just old good technology, and stuff. And dude, I still have my CDs and I'm sitting on those. I'm like, well, if time repeats itself, these bad boys gonna be worth something here soon too, right? No, I'm kidding. Tape decks in the middle of that. So it's weird how it goes in circles. If I still had my high, my career, I'd probably be collecting vinyls. It's gonna be vinyls or pops, but at least vinyls you can play, right? Pops, they just sit there and look at you. So I don't know.
I have a bunch all around me, just not on camera. So
no, it's all good. I have a few, mostly gifts. I dig them. I love the fuck out of them. If I started diving in that pool, like I said, it would be like the vinyls. I would just be spending so much money that I don't fucking have. I gotta get this band up and going and utilize my time as I can, right? So
I like that dedication. I like it.
Yeah.
So just as we wind this down, what's on the horizon? As you said, you're hoping to get some new touring opportunities. What's record release show? What can we help plug?
Yeah, so I mean, right now we're working on the Ex Mortis tour. Blissfully, right? We that is what's coming up next. On July 5th, we go on the road and we start in San Diego and we make around the west coast, left side of the United States, over and up and back down, which is amazing. Them and Silver Talon, we love those guys, both of those guys. And we will, once that's over, like I said, just hopefully meeting some more friends. And then there's a few things coming down the pipe I can't say about as far as getting to other places. We were having a record listening party, I think, at Epidemic Ales, a brewery that did our beer for us back about a year ago, From Haze Unto Darkness, themed after our last album, From Days Into Darkness. So we're there. They're going to do a still of that, or whatever it's called, revat of that, whatever it may make beer. And then I think we're going to have a listening party like we did last time. Now, when the beer released, we played a show there. We're going to be getting off the 14 days of the road. I won't have time to get vendors and get stage and bring my own sound. There is no venue there. That was all Hatriot supplied last time. So I don't know if we're going to have an album release, but we'll go from there. Those that catch us on tour with Ex Mortis, you guys will have a treat. Like I said, just show up. I can't say anything now. So definitely be there if you can. We're gonna have our light rig with us. We have all new scrims. We have all new show to put on. It's gonna be fun, man. So we're excited.
Awesome, man. I'm so proud of you guys, and I'm so happy for this record to come out. It's one on my list that I was looking forward to for the summer, and it is coming soon on Massacre Records. The Veil of Shadows is the actual name of the record from Hatriot.
There we go, buddy. It's all good, man. It happens.
And hey, it's all good. This is all a process, man. Thanks for hanging out with Ghost Cult, bro. I appreciate you, and I will see you most likely at your show or another show in the area.
Dude, Keith, I'll see you at a concert, brother. Much love, man. You let me know if you need anything between here and there, right? And again, I appreciate you and Ghost Cult taking their time to put our band out and get our word out there and help spread the word of the album. And you know, just us as artists, we just want to be a part of our metal scene and, you know, like I said, inspire others moving forward.